Go check out BeamNGTV merch, link in the description. And if you're interested in mod reviews plus Roblox gameplays, check out my second channel, Showmic. Ivan was driving his Bentley in Italy. It was cold that day. The highway was covered with snow and ice. Plus, what made the conditions even worse was the fog, which was lowering the visibility. Ivan was the owner of a trading company, which was offering multiple funds for investors. He was traveling to a meeting while Martin, who was just a few meters ahead, lost control and spun out on the highway. The drivers behind him tried to slow down, but there was black ice on the surface. Ivan was able to slow down thanks to his expensive tires, but unfortunately, others started crashing into each other. Suddenly, Ivan got rear-ended by a semi-truck, which heavily damaged his car. After that, multiple other vehicles, including semi-trucks, crashed into each other, as they were not able to stop. Around 15 vehicles collided before police arrived and made sure to block the highway. A lot of people were injured, mainly the passengers in the bus. One driver in the BMW died after crashing under the truck's trailer. Highway was closed for about 8 hours before the road was cleared. Be sure to always drive slower in bad weather conditions, and also be sure to always use good tires. If you want to become a cool gamer, go check out the MADMONQ supplements, who are helping me make these videos. Stay healthy and energized while working or gaming. Link in the description. Franklin was on the party, where he was invited by his friend. It was a birthday party, but Franklin came with his dad's Mercedes S-Class. He was supposed to stay sober, as he was taking medicine from a surgery he'd recently had. But he ignored this fact, and he drank a few shots. One of Franklin's friends wanted to go home after he started feeling sick. Franklin told him he would take him home. His friend thought Franklin was sober, so he didn't mind and accepted his offer. After Franklin went on the road, he was driving like a maniac, and alcohol and some medicine that he used made him act crazy. He was overtaking all cars, driving in the oncoming lanes, until he didn't see the roundabout ahead. A semi-truck was driving through the roundabout at the time. Franklin slammed the brakes and crashed under the truck's trailer. Franklin died on the spot. His friend was in critical condition. Police contacted Franklin's father and also mother of his friend. The mother went to Franklin's dad screaming at him for what his son caused to her son. Please never drive a car after you drank alcohol, and also never use illegal substances. They are destroying your body. Harold was transporting heavy steel coils. He was experienced with transporting these coils as he transported around 200 of them already. This time he was transporting this cargo into the downtown area, where there was a ship waiting for this cargo to be transported overseas. As he was driving through the downtown, he was driving through downhill area and had to apply his brakes a lot. But his truck's maintenance was overdue, and suddenly, his brakes failed, right when there were cars in the intersection. He tried to avoid them, but he lost control. He rolled over before steel coils fell off the trailer and started rolling down. The steel coil rolled through 3 vehicles. One of them got completely crushed. Rescue units rushed to the scene. Everybody tried to help the driver in the crushed vehicle, but unfortunately, the person died. Harold was heavily injured. He was taken to a hospital. Other drivers were protected by seatbelts and modern car safety. The truck company where Harold worked was sued by all involved drivers. They all had to pay $3.5 million to drivers who had their lives at risk due to this accident. Annie drove from Brisbane in a pink RHD Civetta Bolide to visit her grandma, like she does every month. She's well known in the region for her very rare Bolide. Despite her owning a high-performance car, she was always cautious for others on the road she drives on and never drove recklessly. At the same time, Toby was driving home in his mother's carrier, Tograk, from his shift at a restaurant from close by. Toby only just got his license a week prior. Toby was speeding dangerously before spotting a T intersection right in front of him at the same time that Annie crossed the intersection. Toby smashes into the front of her Bolide, just missing by a fraction. Toby suffered a minor concussion and a fractured shoulder. Thankfully for Anne, she suffered no injuries, and her car wasn't severely damaged. Toby lost his license for speeding and recklessly driving. The Bolide was able to be repaired. Always drive carefully, especially at intersections where emergency vehicles approach, or you can get hit by a driver who doesn't know they should yield. Anthony was driving his Roamer all over the East Coast. Meanwhile, Lone was also driving in the same direction in front of Anthony. Stephanie was driving her Civetta Bolide, who was having issues. She was forced to pull over. Once she pulled over, Joan slowed down to safely overtake her, but Anthony was busy with his phone. He didn't notice Joan stopping before he rear-ended him. Joan hit Stephanie's car and continued rolling until his car fell down through the bridge into a deep river. Emergency units arrived to the scene immediately. Joan didn't survive, Anthony had only minor injuries, and Stephanie was okay. Police arrested Anthony and suspended his driving license. This is why you should never use your phone while driving. You can kill somebody. If you need something, pull over. Jaden was calmly driving his Hyundai in the Johnson Valley, traveling home from the trip in the desert. Emily was driving her Vivace S. She was overtaking everyone, and she was pretty aggressive. At the same time, Ethan was driving his SBR, driving at high speeds down the Johnson's Highway. He caught up to Emily and they started racing in the traffic. Jaden was driving towards them, enjoying his last day of vacation. As Emily and Ethan were driving aggressively, Ethan was about to overtake Emily. But suddenly, there was an oncoming semi-truck. Ethan slammed on his brakes, lost control, and crashed head-on into the semi-truck. Jaden rear-ended the semi-truck before he got rear-ended by another semi-truck. Ethan didn't survive the accident. Jaden was transported to a hospital with back pain. Emily was arrested for street racing. She was without injuries. After medical check, they arrested her for 6 months. Cody has just picked up his new car in a BeamNG Corvette Sport. He was driving fast since he left the car dealer. Cody went on the highway to enjoy the power of his vehicle. As he merged into the left lane, he got blocked by a BMW driver. The BMW driver was acting aggressively towards Cody. As they started road raging on the Utah highway, the BMW driver rear-ended Cody in an attempt at pushing him off the road. BMW lost control and flew into the oncoming lane, crashing head-on with an SUV. Multiple other drivers were involved, but they had no chance of avoiding them. Cody lost control as well and hit an oncoming sedan, but luckily it wasn't a direct collision. The driver of the BMW died due to his injuries. Also, the driver into the SUV didn't make it. Cody had to be transported to a hospital after he suffered a lot of pain in his back, neck, and he had multiple injuries from the particles. Other drivers were without injuries. If you'd like to support my channel and get early access, extra content, and get extra Discord role, you can join my channel membership starting at just 99 cents.